Hello, hello. On to number 51's The Departure. So, another path drawing puzzle. So we've got 3 paths that we've got to find, all going orthogonally, and none of them can intersect other than one particular cell. Creature carries along until he hits the water's edge, which are any of these darkest brown. Oh, it's the beach, isn't it? I didn't realise what colour that was. Until he reaches the darkest brown colour, and then he increases until then, and then decreases going in. And he's got to hit something friendly in any box that he enters. And he goes all the way back down to 1 until he disappears beneath the waves, presumably. This little chap starts here. All of his cells are either orthogonally or diagonally adjacent to a parcel of the creature, which is interesting. He carries on until the water's edge and then stops, at which point he loses his rows, but we'll get onto that in a mo. Within each box, his digits increase, but not necessarily so little thermos as you go through. The rose's path appears where this guy's path ends. All of these are on the path, and you split it up into different what am I trying to say? Words. Different entropic lines, thank you. The rose's path as it floats around. But again, across box borders, that doesn't have to continue, that can split it up. I'm never a huge fan of these last rules of, so the path is meandering and that has to include as many cells as possible. So I find that very tricky to get any actual logic out of, but hopefully it's going to be restricted enough to what am I trying to say? Yeah, restricted enough that part of the rule becomes clear. So the creature's going to have to head all the way straight into the water because he's far enough away. Oh no, sorry, increase. Increase, he's growing, isn't he? And he can only ever travel this way or down in order to get to... What I might do is make him red, rose yellow, although that then makes the picture a bit hard. The boy can be blue. Yeah. Cool. So he sort of carries on like this, taking a step every time the creature does, that is. He can... Oops, sorry. 8s and then 9 somewhere here. And I think he can split that up if he had to. Rose could potentially head out and round. Or even come through this way. Because the creature doesn't have to travel very far in the water. He could just immediately disappear. He's friendly in this. Yeah, this is probably what I need to have a look at. Cells that, or ways that he can be friendly. Annoyingly, a lot of these are. What I'll do is I'm just going to get rid of colouring that I've got so far. Is I'll mark off in any of these where I've corner pencil marked things that are actually friendly. Let's do it in green. So that cell would be friendly. Oh, is nothing in this box friendly? That's nice. So he can never come into this box. That cell's friendly, so is that one. So is that one. Oh, so is literally all of these, isn't it? Yeah. And none of those are. That one is. Yeah, that really doesn't restrict it very much, does it? So I suppose if you go into this box, then you have to take that 5 And if you enter this box, you have to take that 8. But otherwise, it's not really saying anything, is it? Particularly, you could just go straight along. Oh, and when he goes into the water, then he's got to remain this hitting a friendly cell in each box, doesn't he? At least one cell in each box is friendly. Yeah. So he only has to do that once. So I was just thinking, if he ever got down here, then it could never be with a 9. Or even with an 8, he can't reach. But he could reach a 7 in this cell, so he is allowed in this box. Sadly. And yeah, and then in this box, he could just hit a 1 straight away because he's already friendly. This box, you'd have quite a lot of things that you could hit. So if you went to here, you'd have to come down, but that would be fine because you could just be a 1. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Yeah. Can't see anything obvious there. So perhaps the boy is useful to look at. Green might get a bit tricky. I was wondering about getting rid of it. So I mean, if that sells 8, then he runs. Oh, hang on, if that sells 8, then he's all of this. So that doesn't work at all, does it? No. Yeah, you can never. That sells. Yeah, but then that can be 7 because you can then drop down. Oh no, but that can be 8 because you hit the 9. Sorry. Except when what happens in this box? If that's 8. Yeah, I think this is the point, isn't it? If any of these cells are the path of the creature, then you'd have to hit all of these cells, but then that breaks this box. Yeah. So none of those are part of the creature's path. You can come along most of this stuff if you want to. So if that was part of the creature's path, I'm just wondering how the boy gets past this petal. Do either be either orthogonally or diagonally adjacent. Could you... And you can't do a big loop because then you can't reach the water's edge. So if this is the path, then boy would have to come down here, but then you're being split by that petal. That breaks. Yeah. So that even means you can't take this cell, can't take that cell. Cool. So the creature's going to drop down something in this sort of direction. So he has to hit that cell. That is definitely a creature cell. Isn't it? Ha. Now I think I've broken it again. How? No, because now he can loop up and round. Yes. So, again... Oh no, he can also do that. Which, yeah, he just wasn't allowed to in this case. Was he? I'm second guessing myself so much at the moment while solving. Yeah, that sorry. That's fine. But he is actually allowed to come out down and round outside the petal in this particular instance. Because you can be touching this and that, can't you? No, it's this cell. This cell is the problem. If he tried to hit that cell, then that cell is too far away. I was making him move diagonally. So he does have to come up and over the top, which is very interesting. So he's going to do something like this. And then he'll have to... So that was 8. Again, I'm wondering if he's allowed over here, and he's just obviously not allowed over here. So he has to come down with the creature down like this. So the creature then does that sort of path thing. Boy keeps coming down. Creature does that sort of path thing. It's not allowed anymore. Could come out and round like this. And what's the boy's path doing? He is increasing. Because he's growing during his travels. It's what I assume is what's happening to him. 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9. So that can't be 4. Yes. Well, that can't be 4, 3. That can't be 4, 3 like that. And he's got to get... Yeah, so he could go all the way to there. The boy's path could, couldn't it? Move the creature around like that. So 3, 4, 4, 3. Five, 6, 7, 8, 9. It'll be interesting if he comes around like that, because then can't obviously end straight away. I can't see any obvious reason why that would have to be the case. So where the boy could end down here, couldn't he? He's obviously not allowed to take that cell. Oh yeah, he can if that's the 9. But he definitely, the point is he definitely takes at least 3 cells in this box. So that can be at most 4. Can this also be at most 4? Yeah, probably. Because 8 or 9 is way too much, isn't it? So if that's 4, that's 3, 5. Yeah, no, fours are down here, aren't they? So he definitely takes... Right. Creature definitely comes down like this. 3, 4, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Good. Excellent. And then boy can't take that cell, so he's got to take this one. Can't take that cell, so he's got to take this one. That's going to be at least this. Then at least, whoa, at least that. Crazy. Got big all of a sudden. So that can't be 9 there. It's a rose petal in the water, isn't it? Yeah. I think I'll probably... Let's get rid of shading for now. So it just makes things a bit tricky to see, doesn't it? So the creature either turns this way, goes 8, 9, or comes down and goes 8, 9. The boy... So if the creature comes down like this, the boy's got to do that. Which puts some pressure on this, but not really anything, if I'm honest. Oh, and don't forget where the boy ends up. Has to be the start of the rose. So, can I... So this is the problem I have. Can I already say that this has to take all of these cells? And if it does have to take all those, well, because my problem is maybe it doesn't take all of those cells. And therefore, or maybe that, sorry, let me put this into proper words. Maybe taking all of these cells at this point mean that somewhere else in the Sudoku, the actual path gets shorter. So that's why, because of the pencil marks that you end up putting in here. So I'm going to have to leave that for the time being. So I just find it very confusing. I'm going to have to, if that was 8, right, then it would have to turn that way for 9, but then that doesn't see anything because that wouldn't be 8 size, because that wouldn't be creature path. So if he does turn that way, he's got to go twice. And then this would be at most 4, because that'll be an 8-9 pair. If he comes down, this is 8 and 9. Which seems okay. If this goes 8-9, it could just end on a 1. I think. Let me just double check. The creature then enters the water, never coming back onto land. Oh, digits decrease by 1. Sorry, I should read the rules. Until the path ends on a 1. So, if you try to come down here, that just instantly breaks, doesn't it? Right. Cool. Always useful to read the rules. 8-9 like that. Then he's got to come down into here. Oops. Which is now friendly. This is all increasing, isn't it? Yep. The yellow path at least has to do that. That I can see. But then this cell could be whatever it wanted. So he's definitely going to enter this box at some point. He can only get a friendly cell immediately from a 7. That's the only friendly cell you can get, given that he's decreasing. So that's got to immediately be a 7. And at that point, I think he can sort of float around and do whatever he wants. He wouldn't be allowed to go, because the yellow has got to come... No, sorry, why have I drawn it like that? Because the path... Yeah, no, that was fine, actually, wasn't it? But the path joins like this, doesn't it? I was thinking I had to get in and out of here, and then I was breaking the puzzle. But I don't think pink could ever... Pink can never come down all the way. So none of these cells are... Or can touch the edge, because that blocks this yellow. So that includes everything there. Can't be pink. Can he ever come back into here? Could, maybe, if he went 6. And that's the same here as well. He can't take any of those cells. 6, 5, 4. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's the only way that works. Yeah. Yeah. Because he can't touch the edge or else he blocks the yellow. And he can't... can't think if he's me. Can't touch the edge. And he can't then hit one of these squares or something. At least. Oh, no, wait, hang on. 6, 5, 4, 3. Yes, no, that doesn't work, does it? Cool. Well, that was good. So I thought that was going to be very tricky to find. I can draw in that line at least, can't I? Good. Right. This cell, 7 and 2. Let's put in what these are. 3, 4, 2, 7, because this one has to be a 1, doesn't it? The entropic line to work. It's not 8, that's not 9, that's not 5, that's not 6. 6 and 5 like that as well. Good. 1, 2, 3, 4 across here. Nice. 5, 7, 8, 9. 5, 7, 8, 9. Oops. Not 1. 1's up and down are here. 2, 3, 4, and 9. Lovely. 1, 2, 6, 7. Ooh, naked single. Right. 1s, 1s, 1s. 1, 4, 6, 5, 7. Ah, didn't do as much as I thought, actually. So, and the path has to connect to the boy's path at some point, doesn't it? It floats around. 7, 8. Looking for cells where most of, so that's seeing 7, 8, and 9, for example, where a lot of the entropic stuff is already used up. This can't be, no, it can, of course it can be 2. So this thing, because it's got to stay entropic, actually does have to come down, which is interesting, and can't go that way, so it's got to come down again like this. Okay. Although I poo-pooed the maximum rule, maybe it's going to be used quite well. Hopefully. 2s are somewhere here. That's on 9s, but that's not so interesting. That's a 1, 2, 3, 4. Another naked single. 4 and 9, actually. Whoops. So that's not 9, and that's not 8. 5, 6, 7, and 8. 6 and 8. About to get rid of a whole bunch of stuff from there, but that's not how that works. Cool. Thought there was going to be some stuff here, but don't think so, actually. 5, 6, 7, and 8 with a 2, 3, 9 triple. Not quite doing any other tripling stuff, is it? Fortunately. So if we turn like this, that actually looks okay. Let's keep going up here for the time being. 4, 5, 6, and 1, because that's interesting. That doesn't hit any of, or you've already used up all of 4, 5, and 6. So if you tried to turn to the 1, you'd have to then come straight up, which doesn't work. So you've got to go like that, and you can't go across. You've got to keep going up. I was about to make that the same entropy as this, not how that works. That is one of each entropy. Oh, I saw a triple. Not quite. And what's this guy doing? Is he allowed to just come straight back out? So the boy's path has ended here, hasn't it? If the petal then tried to go like that, that doesn't work because of 4, 5, and 6. So he does have to go straight up here. So this is a pair, this is a pair, meaning that is big. Five and 6 in here, not quite. So, where do we need to have a look? Are we back to the maximum clue? Uh-oh, we might be. So what does it say in case I've misread something again? Including as many cells on its path as it can without breaking other rules. So if it did take these cells, these 2 cells, and I'm just thinking about 7s, which would have to go there, and these 2 would have the same entropy. That all seems okay to me. So should I assume that we are able to hit every single cell? So for example, you could do, actually you can't, oh no, you can hit every single cell, can't you? But that may not even be the path that hits every single cell. It's not a 2 at least, 2s are here. 6, 8, 7s. Whoops, don't get rid of that. So 7s are there. It's almost helpful. 2, 6, 7, 8, 9. 8s and 9s were across here, weren't they? You get 1 of 8 and 9 there. And 1 of 5 and 6. So I was just thinking, if that's 7, then you get a 7, 8, 9 virtual triple, and that becomes an 8, 9 pair. We do the same thing with a 5, 6 and an 8, 9. So if that is a, sorry, that's 1 of 5 and 6, isn't it? Which then drops in either here or there. 9, 2, 3, 5, 6, 2, 3, 9. Yeah. I'm going to struggle with this, I think. So let's... So if it is maximum, this will be just such bifurcation. That's what... And I've just seen, so if it is... Can't take every single cell. Because if it does, then... I said this has to be 7, but the problem is that makes that a 7. And now you can't hit everything in here. So what on earth are you going to do from here? 2s are there, 3s are here. It's a 4 or 5. That helps at all. 2s. Here, there. Oh, there's a 2, 6, 7 triple. Wasn't particularly expecting that. 8, 9, 3, 4, 5. There's an 8, 9 there. It's here. So can we... Obviously not hitting that cell ever. I'm just going to put in all of these at the moment. 6, 2, 4. Yeah. This is a 6, 8, 5. And if that's 5, that's 6. So there is obviously a relationship there. 5, 6, 3, 2, 9. Not convinced that does anything. Here's the thought. Can we ever hit this cell? I think so, because... So you'd have to loop around like that. This guy comes out. He'd have to come out like this. So that would be like... No, that does break, doesn't it? Cool. So we definitely don't come there. So we definitely drop down. Now at this point, we could come up. That looks okay. If this cell is a 9, then you go 9, 5. And then that breaks, because then... So if that cell's a 9, you got to go 9, 5. And then where does this go? It's not allowed up. It's not allowed that way. Cool. So that's not 9. This is 9. Right. That should help us out. 8 and 6, 7. Yes, good. 2s and 8s, 8, 7s, 2, 8, 8 and 9, 3, 5 pair, 4 at the top, 8, 9 here. Good. 2, 3, 5, 6. 6s look across 8s. 8s are placed. Okay. So we've gone 2, 3 to 5 or 7. If we tried to turn, if we tried to turn like this, that actually looks possible. You are also allowed straight down, which I hadn't noticed. So let's try and rule out turning down, like turning to, or if this does that, then you'd have to come across. That looks okay. There was a little flurry of things, but then it's dried up again, hasn't it? Is it worth colouring any of our 2, 3 pairs or anything like that? I really thought those 4s had to go there. 5's here. Really? We've got to hit this cell, which is interesting. So if we had to come up to the top here, it'd look like this with a 7 there. You have to drop down. So that would be your other 2 and 3. That would be a 5, 6 here. Well, it would be a 6. So that looks okay. And otherwise you turn like that. In which case... Oh, in which case this is always your other 2, 3, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, so that's always 2 and 3. That's always a 4, which gives you 4, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 3, 3, 9, 9, 8. Whoops. 8 and 2, 6. 9's at the top. 3's are there, 7 and 4. This looks more solvable, doesn't it? 6, 2, 6, 2, 6. 5 and 7, 5, 6, 7, 5. Okay. So now I think I've hopefully solved the Sudoku. I've just got to find the path of the thingamajiggy at the rows. So he definitely doesn't come around here. That's certainly not allowed into those gaps. 7 is going to hit a 5. Can't go 7. Can't go up to there. Just do very briefly. Yes, that did work. Just highlight everything that can't be. So we can't hit that 3 because then you'd hit the 2. So 7 to 5 to 9 doesn't work now. So the 7's got to come across. Can't hit that. You've got to go to here. You could go up. And yeah, this is now a maximum thing, isn't it? So you can go up. So you have to. And oh, you can go up again. Look at that. So that's now all maximized. Whoops, didn't want to do that. 7, 8, 6, 4, 1. Yeah, good. So then down here, how can we maximize the length? So you always do that, don't you? Because that wasn't allowed. So can we just fill every single cell? Middle, low, high, middle. No, hang on. So that sort of pattern works, doesn't it? And then the 5 drops down. Oh wait, hang on a minute. Sorry, undo all that. Where's this guy going? He's not going to the 4. So this comes across like that. And you're not allowed to, where does that guy go? He's got to come up. Okay, so that's sorted. Can we take the 7? No, because it would have to hit the 8. So that means you can't take either of these cells. But we are allowed to take all of those. Middle, low, high, middle, low, high. And then that's fine. Cool. Awesome. You've got the future on your side. You're going to be fine now. I know whatever you decide, you're going to shine. I don't think I know that. It ties in very nicely, that quote, doesn't it? I'm not well versed enough to know who that is. I will have a Google afterwards to find out whose quote that is. But yeah, no, that worked well. And the maximum rule was fine at the end to just sort out the pathing. Just a bit of Sudoku that I kept on thinking I couldn't actually do, but certainly could. Let's bring back the design, shan't we? And yeah, a solid start at the beginning. Sorry about not reading the rules there. That was fun that he had to come up and round over the top. Well placed clues. Good theming with all the pathfinding and whatnot. That worked well, especially with the sort of storyline. I suppose he's getting, although he's growing on his journey, maybe he resets every so often. Be part of it. But yeah, anyway, thank you very much for the puzzle. Thanks for watching. Chat to you all sometime later.